Hello, everyone. Welcome to Unit 6, Life Plans. Um, to begin with, we're going to listen to a photo story, okay? Read and listen to a conversation about a career choice.
Page 63. Exercise B. Photo story. Read and listen to a conversation about a career choice.
Dr. Miller, I wonder if I could pick your brain.
Sure, Charlotte. What's on your mind?
Well, I always thought I would go to engineering school, but now I'm not so sure anymore.
Well, it's not so unusual for a person your age to change her mind. I must have changed mine 10 times before I settled on medicine. Have you decided on something else?
Well, actually, I've developed an interest in the health field, and since you're a doctor,
Are you thinking of medicine?
not specifically, something related that doesn't take that long to study. I know there are some good options, but I'm having trouble making up my mind.
Well, have you given any thought to becoming a physical therapist? It's a great field. You help people, and there's always a job available.
Physical therapy. I should have thought of that. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, so we have in here some new vocabulary that could be new for some people. And in here we have a discussion, okay? Let's see. The discussion is it common to change life or work plans before settling on something? Check any areas in which you have ever changed your mind. Then take a survey of the class. How many people have changed plans in each area? Discuss reasons people change their plans. So in here we're going to try to um I don't know, try to find out if uh, if people, okay, have changed in these areas in the past. For example, a career or job choice. I wanted to study, I don't know, arts, but then I decided on, I don't know, then I decided on whatever, on teaching, for example. A field of study, okay, I wanted to study guitar, but then I decided that I preferred, I don't know, painting. A marriage, I wanted to marry someone, but I changed my mind, and then I decided to marry another person. A divorce, the choice of a boyfriend or girlfriend, okay, and other things or situations in life that we have changed our minds, okay. So let's think of these for the class so that the the conversation can be fluent, okay. So for the goal number one, we have explain a change in life and work plans. For that, we have a conversation model in here. Let's listen.
Page 64. Conversation model. Exercise A. Read and listen to a conversation about a change in plans.
So, what are you doing these days?
Well, I'm in dental school.
No kidding. I thought you had other plans.
That's right. I was going to be an artist, but I changed my mind.
How come?
Well, it's hard to make a living as a painter.
So here we can see that there was a decision that was not taken at its time. Um, I was going to be an artist. That's a past expression. I was going to be an artist, but I changed my mind. Okay? How come? What is the reason? Well, it's hard to make a living as a painter. So, this structure is called the future in the past. Okay? We have some examples in here. I was going to get married, but I didn't. They were going to study art, but they didn't. Okay? And the same as going to, we can use the would, okay, to express the same meaning. For example, she thought she would be a doctor, but she changed her mind. We always believed they would get married, but they never did. Okay? They said they would pay for the granddaughter's studies, but they didn't. Okay? And the same with going to. They said they were going to arrive before noon, but they didn't. Okay? So, here we have mm, some reasons that we didn't do what we wanted in in the time that we could have. So let's listen to these expressions.
Page 65. Vocabulary. Reasons for changing plans. Exercise A. Read and listen.
I wanted to be a rock star, but my tastes changed.
I was going to be an artist, but it's hard to make a living as an artist.
I thought I would be a lawyer, but I didn't pass the exam.
I wanted to become a firefighter, but my family talked me out of it.
I was going to marry George, but I just changed my mind.
Okay, so these are 5 reasons for changing plans. Okay. Now we are going to listen. This is a listening comprehension exercise, but we're going to listen to some people talking about their decisions, okay? So that they might inspire us for our conversations. Let's listen.
Page 65. Vocabulary. Exercise C. Listening comprehension. Listen to the conversations. Complete each statement about the decision each person made. Conversation 1.
So what did you want to be when you grew up?
Me? I actually wanted to be a sculptor, and I was one for about 5 years.
Really? So how come you're an architect now?
I guess it was just impossible to make a living.
I can imagine.
Conversation 2.
Weren't you going to marry that beautiful American dancer? What was her name? Jessica?
You remember? You're amazing.
Who could forget Jessica?
Well, she was gorgeous.
What made you change your mind?
I never really changed my mind. My parents convinced me not to do it.
Conversation 3.
I always thought you would become a lawyer.
What do you mean?
Well, you love to argue, and you love to win.
To tell you the truth, I really thought I would become a lawyer too, but I couldn't pass the entrance exam. I took it twice.
You're kidding.
Well, there's more to law than arguing and winning.
Conversation 4.
I remember that Romanian skier you were going to marry.
Oh, yes, Andrei. He was so cute.
Whatever happened?
When you get older, your tastes just change, I guess. That's why I married Jerome.
Okay, so we heard some people talking about changes in their life. Okay, now we're going to think of life, study, or work plans that we had in the past, but we changed our mind about it. Okay, we have some ideas in here. We could discuss about where you live and work now. Okay, did you want to live in that neighborhood? Did you want to work in that place? Okay, and discuss other aspects of life, for example, marriage, work, studies, children, or other topics that you might have wanted at that time, but you didn't do it. You did another thing. So, lesson 2 is about express regrets about past actions, okay? Regrets is when you wanted to do something but you didn't. Now you say, I should have done that, and not what I actually did, okay? In grammar, we call it the unreal conditional, maybe. So we have in here the perfect modals, okay? For example, I should have studied medicine, but I didn't, unfortunately. She shouldn't have divorced Sam, but unfortunately, she did. Okay? Possibility or speculate. I might have failed the final exam. It was really hard. Okay? Woof. It's nice I didn't do it, or I didn't take it. He might not have been able uh, to make a living as a painter. Okay? So, oof. Thank God he didn't choose that career. He might not have been able to make a living as a painter. Okay? Express certainty. Okay? It's too bad he broke up with Annie. They would have been happy together. Okay? He was the driver. He could have prevented the accident. Okay? And finally, draw conclusions with a must. Beth isn't here. She must have gone home early. I think that's what happened. They didn't buy the house. The price must not have been acceptable. I think that's the reason. Okay? And we have the conversation model. Okay? We have some examples that we could talk about. For example, my brother never got married. Oh, what can I say about that? He would have been really happy with a family. I don't know, for example. All the classes were canceled today. Oh, it could have been a good day to study. Okay, now let's listen to the conversation model, okay, and how people express regrets.
Page 67. Conversation Model. Exercise A. Read and listen to a conversation between two people discussing a regret about the past.
I should have married Stephen.
Why do you think that?
Well, I might have had children by now.
Could be. But you never know. You might not have been happy.
True.
Okay, so this is it. I might have had children by now, but you never know. You might not have been happy, for example, okay? So two ways to express unreal situations. Now, let's think of some regrets we have about past actions, okay? Um, and say how you think things might have been different in your life today. For example, a job or a career choice. I didn't take the job at Macrotech, for example. I might have been CEO by now. Okay? A field of study. I could have studied, I don't know. I didn't study what I didn't do. I didn't study, I don't know, art. I could have been famous by today. Okay? A marriage or a divorce, a boyfriend or a girlfriend choice, a breakup. Okay? I should have continued, or I should have gone on with a relationship with, I don't know, Suzanne. Okay? Now I regret. We could have been happy. Okay? We have in here some questions. Okay? We can ask questions about our regrets and speculate about what happened, okay, what must have happened, okay. For example, Sam and Mary broke, they divorced. What happened? I don't know. Maybe she must have been angry with him, for example, and offer advice, okay. You never know. Okay. Okay, for unit 3, lesson 3, we have discuss skills, abilities, and qualifications. Okay, and we have in here four important words. Okay, talents are abilities that you are born with. Okay, maybe arts, music, mathematics. Skills are abilities that you learn. Okay, such as cooking, speaking a foreign language, driving. Okay, those are the skills that you learn. Experience is the time spent working in a job, at a job, okay? So if you've worked as a teacher for 10 years, you have um, kind of experience in that field. Knowledge, okay, is the understanding or familiarity with a subject gained from experience or study, okay? So if you are familiar with cars, maybe you have knowledge about cars, okay? Now we can explain the differences between talent and skill and between experience and knowledge. And we could discuss which one is better to make the topic a little bit controversial and speak more. Okay, what is more important, talent or skill? Okay, what is more important, experience or knowledge? Okay, then we have careers, jobs, advanced studies, and you. Okay, this is kind of a survey or an inventory that you skills inventory that you can take to check what is your calling, okay, what is your what are your strengths, okay, what are your interests, maybe business, science, education, arts, manufacturing, other, okay, qualifications, check the qualifications you believe you have, manual dexterity, logical thinking, mathematical ability, common sense, athletic ability, artistic ability, compassion, a good memory, leadership skill, other. Okay, so according to these interests and qualifications, we could find maybe a hobby. If you're currently retired, we can find a hobby that you might like. Or we could also find maybe a career or or a field of study that you might be interested in. Okay, so uh, to um, to make some conversations, we can make some role plays. Okay, we can role play an interview for a job. Okay, or an interview for a career advice, or an interview for entry into a professional school, okay, or other kind of school. Let's suppose you want to study, I don't know, painting. So why do you like painting? What do you feel so attracted to this field? Okay, that kind of role play we could try. Okay, now for lesson 4 we have the reading. Okay, as usual. Um, how important do you think the following factors are to career success? Okay, put the factors in order of importance. Okay, skills, prior experience, physical appearance, dress, etc., talent, job knowledge, work habits. Okay, why? Why are those the most important or least important to your opinion? Okay, let's listen to our reading, okay, about the 5 most effective work habits. Okay, we're going to listen to this reading and we're going to talk about this, okay, in class.
Page 70. Reading. Read and listen.
The 5 most effective work habits. Advice to new workers from a CEO. If you are new to the working world, you are eager to demonstrate your skills and knowledge. However, in addition to those, some basic work habits may be even more effective in promoting your success. Read the following advice to new workers written by the head of a company. 1. Volunteer for assignments. One of the best ways to signal that you are a keen learner and are not afraid of hard work is to volunteer for assignments. However, before volunteering for a task, be sure you have the skills and knowledge to accomplish it successfully. 2. Be nice to people. Be nice to people regardless of their rank or position. When you are nice to people, they go out of their way to help you, and every new worker needs help in order to get ahead. 3. Prioritize your work. We all love to start work on things that are close to our hearts. However, these may not be the most urgent and important in our list of tasks to do. Have a list of things to do according to their strategic importance to your company. When you prioritize your work, you are more productive, and that increases your chances of career success. 4. Stay positive. As someone new in the working world, you are not used to office culture, and there may be office politics that complicates things. Try to stay above politics and remain positive in the face of challenges. When you are positive, you stay focused on your goals. You make better decisions, and therefore, get more things done. 5. Highlight a problem, but bring solutions. Offer a solution each time you highlight a problem to your boss or management. You need to remember that when you bring problems and not solutions, people may think of you as a complainer. These 5 work habits, at first glance, may seem like common sense. However, in actual working environments, people tend to forget the basics. I counsel new workers in our company to internalize this behavior and consistently use it to increase their chances of career success.
Okay. So now that we know what are some suggestions, okay, for career success, we're going to discuss, okay, in class about some factors that help, okay, or that hurt, okay, in our life, studies, or work, okay. For example, in my personal life, the factors that help me are love, patience, common sense, okay? Factors that hurt, not listening to or paying attention to others, okay? Those are factors that hurt. So we're going to discuss those um, regarding my personal life, managing my home, my studies, or work. Okay, and we're going to talk about them in in class. Okay. Okay. For the final part of the class, we are going to listen to some conversations, and we're going to have some new vocabulary from those. Okay. So let's listen.
Page 72. Exercise A. Listening comprehension. Listen to the conversations between people talking about life changes. Write information on the notepad. Listen again if necessary. Conversation 1.
What happened? Weren't you going to get married?
Yes, but my parents were against the marriage.
How come?
My fiancée had to travel all the time for her work, and my parents convinced me that it would be hard to have a family. In the end, I agreed with them.
No regrets?
None.
Conversation 2.
I really wish I'd accepted that bank manager's position last year.
I thought you were going to take it. Why didn't you?
Well, I'd already planned to spend a couple of weeks with my relatives in Canada, and I really didn't want to have to cancel that trip. By the time I got back, it was too late. They'd given the job to someone else.
Well, in any case, you got a great job now.
True, but it'll take a long time before I get a job in management. I think I sort of missed the boat.
Conversation 3.
Didn't you used to teach painting?
Yes. I thought I would always teach art.
So how come you're a lawyer?
I have pretty expensive tastes, and I wasn't getting paid enough. And it turns out that I really like law.
So all's well that ends well.
You bet.
Conversation 4.
I thought you were going to be an interpreter at the United Nations.
Well, I was, but I tried twice and my English wasn't good enough, so I couldn't. The exam is extremely hard.
That's too bad.
Yes, I wish I had studied more.
Okay. Now, for the second activity we have in here 6 skills, okay, or 6 qualifications. For example, athletic ability. What is the definition of that? How would you define athletic ability? And what occupation or study needs athletic abilities? Okay, for example, to be a physical education teacher, you should have athletic abilities. But to be, I don't know, an accountant, maybe you don't need so much athletic ability. Okay. In here we have some statements, okay, that we might complete with our own information just to practice a little bit the grammar. Okay. For example, when I was a child, I thought hmm, my parents believed, okay, my teachers were sure I would, okay. When I finished school, I didn't know I was going to, okay. And in here, Marie was very unhappy in her marriage. She should, what is your recommendation for that? Okay. After Sylvia and David got separated, they discovered they were still in love. They could have, okay. And we have in here some autobiography. Okay, that is our our final speech about ourselves. Okay, about our birth, our childhood, studies, or other aspects of our life. Okay, expressing regrets, things that we thought we would be, things that we didn't achieve, things that we wanted. Okay, skills that we had at that time, etc. Okay. Now, to finish today's video, let's watch the videos and listen to the song, okay? So when they finish, the video will end, okay? So see you later.
Another wonderful dinner, Cheryl. Thank you.
You're welcome. I really enjoy cooking, actually. When I was young, I thought I was going to be a chef.
You could be a chef. These cookies are fantastic.
Why didn't you become a chef?
My mother talked me out of it. She thought I would always have to work at night. She was afraid I would never meet a man and get married.
She was probably right. If you were a chef, you wouldn't have met Bob.
How do you know?
Before he met you, Bob only ate fast food. It's true.
Your mother must have been very happy when you and Bob got engaged.
She was. Hey, you'll never guess what Bob was going to be.
Cheryl.
A rock musician.
Basketball player?
No. Bob was going to be a dancer. He was actually in the state ballet when he was young.
No kidding.
You never told me this.
I could have been a great dancer.
What made you change your mind?
The diet was too hard. I had to stop eating everything. Chocolate cake, fried chicken, potato chips. I tried. I might have been able to do it. But then they said, no more bread and butter. Bread and butter, can you believe it? And that was the end.
Wow, Bob. I never knew. Do you enjoy watching ballet at all?
I can't. I'd like to. But as soon as the music starts, I get very, very hungry.
What about you, Mr. Evans? What did you think you were going to be when you were younger?
If I tell you, will you try not to laugh?
Of course.
I always thought I would have my own television program to talk about etiquette.
I didn't know you were so interested in etiquette.
I have always loved etiquette. I think I would have made a great television etiquette teacher.
Well, I think you could still do it. It's perfect for you.
Really? Why?
Well, you're very polite, for one thing.
You always know which fork to use at a restaurant? That's a real talent.
You've taught me a lot about the customs of other cultures.
Maybe I could still give it a try. Today's topic, dinner conversation. If your international guests look offended and are leaving the table early, you've probably chosen a topic that's taboo in their home country. Find out what's acceptable and what's not. Coming up on International Etiquette with Evans. What do you think?
Wow.
Amazing. Unforgettable.
You have a real talent, all right?
Thank you.
Could you tell me what your career or occupation is?
I'm an elementary school teacher.
My career path will be in marketing, helping companies build their brand and help market products to the general consumer.
I work in television, and I would like to eventually produce and direct.
Did you think that you'd be in marketing when you were a child?
No. I thought I'd be president of the United States or drive a fire truck.
What made teaching a good career for you?
First of all, I love children, and I liked the idea of imparting some of my knowledge to young ones.
Everybody has skills, talents, and abilities. So, some people are artistic, others have mechanical ability. What would you say are some of your skills?
I would say I have a lot of artistic ability. I did a lot of art in school.
Good question. My skills and talents would be coming up with new ideas, different ideas, creative ideas that kind of build a buzz around a product.
Do you think that talents and abilities are genetic?
I think they're a combination of both genetics and environment. I think that you are born with certain qualities that your parents, I think, have, and just living with the people around you and learning from your teachers and those that you're constantly interacting with, you pick up certain skills.
She was born with talents in both literature and art. It must have been her love of books that first captured my heart. We both had experience with unhappiness before. I thought we would be together for rich or for poor. I should have married her. She was the love of my life. But now she's someone else's wife. I thought we would be happy. I thought our love was so strong. I must have got it all wrong. It's hard to make a living when you're living in the past. I wish we could but some things just don't last. I wonder what she's doing, or if she thinks of me. One day she just changed her mind, the rest is history. I should have married her, she was the love of my life. But now she's someone else's wife. I thought we would be happy, I thought our love was so strong. I must have got it all wrong. It's too late for regrets. She's gone forever now. We make our plans, but people change, and life goes on somehow. I should have married her, she was the love of my life. But now she's someone else's wife. I thought we would be happy, I thought our love was so strong. I must have got it all wrong. I should have married her, she was the love of my life. But now she's someone else's wife.